Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Excellency Vice President Venkaiah Naidu, distinguished heads of governments and prime ministers, respected Secretary General of the SCO. It's a pleasure to be with you virtually. I wish this gathering wasn't virtual. Unfortunately, COVID-19 as a hyper event of our time took us all by surprise. We in Afghanistan managed the first wave of the disease well. Our fatalities remained low and minimal. Today, however, we are hit by the second wave. Afghanistan's Ministry of Public Health has articulated a trajectory which estimates January-February 2021 to be the peak time of the second wave here. We will see bending of the curve in the beginning of March, hopefully. Our trajectory proved very correct for the first wave, and that trajectory enabled us to plan ahead and well and mitigate much of the risks associated with the pandemic. In the painful times of COVID-19, all countries of the SCO stood with us. We remained connected, and they helped us in one way or another. Let me use this precious opportunity to thank each and every nation present in SCO for their assistance and sharing their experience with us. We remain very grateful to our neighbors for leaving the borders open. We also received generous assistance from the World Bank, Asian Development Bank, European Union, United Kingdom, Japan, Australia, the United States, and UN agencies. We remain grateful to all. The Islamic Republic of Afghanistan has relevance within the SCO region in all aspects, and we therefore want to once again humbly ask for full membership. We are a full and functioning member of the SCO region, and thus have all the merits to gain full membership of this organization in order to play a more active role and have meaningful contribution. Excellencies, on February 29, 2020, NATO and United States reaffirmed their continued support to Afghanistan. Secretary Stoltenberg of NATO and US Secretary of Defense visited us together. Kabul Declaration was issued on that day. On the same day, the United States signed an agreement with the Taliban in Doha. We only took note of that agreement. The Taliban attacks on US and NATO troops ended based on that agreement. However, attacks on Afghan civilians and military has increased many-folds. In order to help create a peace process, we released 5,500 Taliban terrorists and some 60 known drug dealers. The mandate to take this bold decision was given to us by the Loya Jirga of Afghan people. We didn't disappoint our international allies and took unparalleled decision. Never in history prisoners have been released ahead of a ceasefire. Taliban had made a pledge to the United States of America that after the release of those detainees, direct negotiations with the Afghan government will start. Very unfortunately, to this date, the Taliban have violated all aspects of their written and unwritten agreements and their secret annexes, except one point. They have stopped attacking NATO and US forces. Violence against Afghan civilians have increased significantly. Today, the Doha talks have stalled, and there is an impasse right now. The impasse is due to Taliban's continued introduction of new and unacceptable conditions and preconditions. Despite such hard circumstances, despite no reduction in violence, we have remained and will remain committed to the peace talks. We see the Afghanistan peace talks as the most viable way to achieve a lasting and acceptable settlement. Afghanistan must remain united, pluralistic, democratic, and in peace with itself and rest of the world. That's our vision for an end state. That's the vision of new Afghanistan for an end state. We firmly believe that this end state can safeguard and protect the legitimate rights and interests of all Afghans within the country, our refugees, and the diaspora. The Afghan diaspora today is a significant contributor to our economy, and they will play a big role in the development of their ancestral land after restoration of peace. Peace should make it easy for them to interact with Afghanistan, not difficult or impossible. Only a pluralistic Afghanistan under constitutional order can guarantee that. We also believe that the end state should end the sanctuaries Taliban enjoy today, bring an end to poppy cultivation and narcotics, send back all foreign terrorists to their home countries through a verifiable mechanism. The end state should also be the end of proxy groups, supported and facilitated by the Taliban, who are engaged in terrorism here and elsewhere, and they are promoting global jihadism. Excellencies, it is so sad to say that still there are over 20 terror outfits fighting against us on the side of the Taliban. The 20 terror outfits come from all countries of the SCO, all. So your continued support to the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan will prevent those terrorist groups from gaining triumph here and thus causing a bigger problem for us and for you back at home. Excellencies, the world came together on November 23, 24 in Geneva, virtually and some physically, to pledge assistance to Afghanistan. The conference was a great success for us and our allies. It was a strong demonstration of support for democracy, human rights, elections, good governance, and humanity as a whole. Humans sharing care for other humans under duress and suffering. I want to use this platform to express our gratitude for attendance of all the countries in Geneva Conference on Afghanistan. We will ensure that all conditions attached to assistance are met, and we take our responsibilities extremely serious. Thanks again for your attention and friendship to Afghanistan. Thank you. Wish you all the best for the rest of the day.